Hey, everybody, welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. I'm here at the Miserable Liberal and Ron Placone. Oh, look at they're drinking out of the paraphernalia that we have available at our store. A Jimmy Dore Show mug, a Tiny Hands t-shirt, lots of stuff. You can also help support the show not only by purchasing our merch, but by becoming a Patreon or a premium member. Do that right below. Thanks for your support, because Google and YouTube does not like our show. Okay, so we want to cover this. It's getting worse for Harvey Weinstein. A journalist says Weinstein masturbated in front of her. Harvey Weinstein once trapped a woman in a hallway of a restaurant that was closed to the public and masturbated in front of her until he ejaculated. Wow. The incident took place a decade ago, according to Lauren Sivan, who at the time was a news anchor on a local cable channel in New York, Long Island 12. That guy knew that he could squelch that report, and so it never got reported, and he did. She says the experience left her shocked, and that while she told friends privately what happened, she remained quiet because she was in a long-term relationship and fearful of the power of Weinstein wielded in the media. Yes, he does. He wields lots of power, and he has lots of friends in powerful places. Like I'm sure he knew the executive, maybe the president of that TV station or whoever. That he was friends with him, or he gave him money, or invited him. He let the president of that TV station meet George Clooney. Do you know what I mean? He did so. He got this is how that stuff works. Once they left, Sivan says Weinstein leaned in and tried to kiss her after he did that. Sivan rejected that attempt and told him she had a long-term boyfriend. Weinstein then said, "Well, can you just stand there and shut up?"
Wow. That is gross.
This guy's a raper. At this point, Weinstein and Sivan were in a vestibule between the kitchen and bathrooms. The only way for Sivan to get away from Weinstein required her to get past him and go through the kitchen. Sivan says she was trapped by Weinstein's body and was intimidated. He's a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was a big guy. Weinstein then proceeded to expose himself to Sivan and began to masturbate. Sivan said she was deeply shocked by Weinstein's behavior and was frozen and didn't know what to do or say. I can't imagine being a woman in that situation, right? You're vulnerable. You're a woman. This guy's bigger, and he's a predator, and he's a powerful guy in society. You got no recourse. Wow.
Yeah.
The incident in the vestibule didn't last long. Sivan says Weinstein ejaculated quickly into a potted plant that was in the vestibule and then proceeded to zip up his pants and walked back into the kitchen. I can't imagine having an orgasm in that situation. I can't imagine when there's a woman standing fully clothed, uncomfortable, and I just gotta have to come to my ecstasy. Like, what?
Yeah. I don't think I'd be able to. Yeah. I don't even think I'd be able to. I'd be like, this is disgusting. What?
What? Wow.
Ugh.
So, just to bring this, Gloria Allred is the big women's rights defender, and she represents a lot of women who are sexually harassed, a lot of people, Bill Cosby, stuff like that, right? She represents them. Gloria Allred, right? That's her name. Mm-hmm. Her daughter is Lisa Bloom.
I didn't know that.
I did not know that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, double check, make sure I'm not wrong, please. So this is from U.S. News and World Report. Attorney Lisa Bloom dropped Harvey Weinstein as sexual harassment allegations escalate. And so she was defending him up until this past weekend. Mm-hmm. She was defending him.
Yeah, Gloria Allred is Lisa Bloom.
She was defending him because Harvey Weinstein was in the middle of producing her book into a movie. So, or that's the speculation of why she was defending this creep instead of going after him and defending the women. Because they said this was extra bad for the women who were accusing him, because now we have, a female civil rights person now defending him against those women, saying that, so quickly she stopped. She stopped defending him and let go of that movie deal for the book. I wonder how long it took her to realize what the hell she was doing. I wonder how long that time. I wonder was like, what was it? What was the final straw that made you go, oh, what the F? I'm doing exactly what Harvey Weinstein did. I'm going to abuse women for money. Well, he didn't do it for money. He just did it for kicks. So she stopped. So she dropped him. So that's good.
Yeah.
So that's good. I'll give her kudos for finally dropping him and walking away from her book deal, I guess. She had a book deal. It's the movie deal.
Mm-hmm.
So, boy, when a powerful guy with money, he gets his slime on a lot of people.
Yeah.
He got his slime on her a little bit.
That's just so. I still stand by. I think we're gonna find out. Like, there's been like some blackmail that went on to like behind the scenes. I really do think.
So there is a story, Rebecca Tracer, who we've featured on the show because she was pro Hillary and anti Bernie, and she was the one who debated Shama Sawant on Democracy Now! That we've featured on the show.
Right.
Anyway, she's a writer for the New York Magazine or New York Magazine, maybe the New Yorker. But I read an account, Harvey Weinstein, she was asking him questions at a party that she was invited to, and he started calling her the C word and berating her in public. And then her date, or I don't know if it was her date or boyfriend, came over and tried to stand, get in the way, try to stick up for her.
Mm-hmm.
And Weinstein puts him in a headlock. Weinstein, he's a big guy.
So, I mean, this guy's been behaving like this for years.
So there were pictures of it all over the place. And Rebecca Tracer says, I expected to wake up the next day and see it plastered on every newspaper, and it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when she knew how powerful he was, that he could suppress that kind of stuff. That kind of paparazzi film got suppressed.
Wow.
So there's two ways to suppress it. You call in your friends at the paper, and you also pay a lot of money to all the paparazzi for the pictures. You could do that too. So he's got unlimited cash to do that, and he's, got an unlimited influence. So, yeah, this guy.
So this guy is a serial monster.
A monster.
Just so everybody knows that
he's a monster.
He does this on a daily basis.
Yes.
He oppresses. He brutalizes. He sexualizes
people who have less power than him. He does
right.
that too, right?
And I was having a conversation with a couple of female friends, and one female was up in arms over how Ashley Judd didn't ever come out and speak out against him. And my other friend said that, we have to be careful of not internalizing the patriarch and blaming the victim and suggesting that. And I found myself the other day when we were talking as well, that I was grappling with the idea how these victims weren't able to speak out, and how, they have a dream. They have an aspiration, and this guy has power, and I can understand how many of these victims were unable to come forward. And this only shows you in the world of entertainment. Can you imagine somebody works at a fast food joint and they're pressured sexually by their boss? So I think Harvey Weinstein is a serial monster. And you're right. We're going to keep seeing awful things come out more and more about him.
There were rape allegations are on their way. Believe me, this guy, because this is raper behavior. That's crazy raper behavior. That is not a nice guy who cares about other people or has empathy for other human beings. He's missing that part in his brain where he can actually have empathy for another person he wants to sexualize. He doesn't have that. Wow. 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 Well,
I think he's a by-the-book sadist, too. So, yeah. I mean, it's like he's a by-the-book sadist, and there might be some even masochistic parts going on, too, because, it's probably a little, he
likes being humiliated a little or something?
I think there's a little bit of that, too, because it's if you're going to jerk off and nobody wants to see that and you're doing it anyway, I mean, most people would find that humiliating. If my pants fell down in the middle of public and people saw it, I'd be embarrassed.
Right.
But not this dude. So
right.
Yeah, I mean, but definitely sadist, because he clearly likes humiliating others.
Yes. Yeah, that's his thing. That's his MO. And even he does it even in non-sexual ways. People, all the reports, he was just a rager 24/7, yelling all the time. 24/7.
Yeah.
He was the Mike Ditka of the movie moguls. But every time you see a movie, all those movies seem like creeps. How about we saw that movie with Susan Sarandon where she played Betty Davis, and then the guy who was the head of the movie studio in that movie was just like psychopathic with humiliating people. They live to humiliate people. Right? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I know that was just a movie, but it seems like it's based in reality.
Yes.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Well, I hope he gets some stuff straightened out and he can come back and start making movies again after he gets all fixed. Portland, Oregon, the Jimmy Dore Show is coming to the Alberta Rose Theater November 12th. And we're going to Burbank, California, November 6th. And the Hollywood Improv on October 16th. There's a link for tickets right down there. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for all links for all shows.